नमस्कार दोस्तों। सबसे पहले तो मैं कांग्रेस की कार्य समिति के वरिष्ठ सदस्य, देश के पूर्व वित्त मंत्री श्री पी चिदम्बरम जी, पार्टी के महासचिव राजस्थान के प्रभारी श्री अविनाश पांडे जी, अखिल भारतीय कांग्रेस कमेटी के राजस्थान प्रभारी मेरे सम्मानित सहयोगी सचिवगण और मेरे कुलीग और राष्ट्रीय मीडिया पैनलिस्ट डॉक्टर गौरव वल्लभ जो प्रोफेसर हैं फाइनेंस के XLRI जमशेदपुर में, आप सबका आज इस मंच पर स्वागत। विशेष तौर से राजस्थान प्रदेश कांग्रेस कमेटी, राजस्थान के कांग्रेस कार्यकर्ताओं, राजस्थान प्रदेश कांग्रेस कमेटी के अध्यक्ष सचिन पायलट जी, पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री श्री अशोक गहलोत जी, पूर्व केंद्रीय मंत्री डॉक्टर CP जोशी जी और हजारों कांग्रेस कार्यकर्ताओं के लिए आज एक सुखद दिन है, क्योंकि दोनों लोकसभा परिणाम जो चुनाव लड़ा गया अविनाश पांडे जी और पूरी टीम के नेतृत्व में, उनमें से एक का चुनाव परिणाम घोषित हो चुका है और दूसरी लोकसभा सीट पर 95% काउंटिंग पूरी हो चुकी है और एक विधानसभा राजस्थान की सीट पर भी काउंटिंग लगभग पूरी हो गई, डिक्लेयर हो गई। मंडलगढ़ विधानसभा सीट कांग्रेस ने 12,976 वोट के मार्जिन से जीती है। अजमेर में 80% के करीब वोट काउंट होने के बाद कांग्रेस पार्टी 80,271 वोट की बढ़त बनाए है। परिणाम लगभग निर्णय हो चुका। अलवर संसदीय क्षेत्र में 95% वोट काउंट होने के बाद कांग्रेस पार्टी 1,76,939 वोट की बढ़त बनाए है। नतीजा सामने है। बजट जो आज पेश किया गया और मोदी सरकार की 4 साल की कारगुजारी पर राजस्थान के लोगों ने अपनी मोहर लगा दी है और शायद इसीलिए अविनाश पांडे जी और मेरे साथी सचिवगण कह रहे थे कि पहले आज राजस्थान और फिर पूरा हिंदुस्तान। ये 2019 का आईना शायद आज के चुनावी नतीजों में अब सामने है। जब से GST और नोटबंदी लागू हुई है, तब से इस देश में सारे संसदीय चुनाव भारतीय जनता पार्टी हारी है और आज के चुनाव ने उस पर मोहर लगा दी। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं अनुरोध करूंगा आदरणीय श्री P चिदम्बरम जी से कि आज एक महत्वपूर्ण दिन है और श्री P चिदम्बरम जी भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस की ओर से भी और इस देश के अर्थशास्त्रियों की ओर से भी इस बजट पर का संज्ञान ले, उस पर अपना प्रकाश डालेंगे। आदरणीय चिदम्बरम साहब।
The budget for 2018-19 was presented today. It is the last full budget of this government, and I should add, thank God for that. Let me recall the economic context in which this budget has been presented. I draw my facts from the official document of the government, namely the economic survey that was presented on 29th January. There are two macroeconomic situation vulnerabilities: fiscal account and current account. The real effective exchange rate has appreciated about 21% since 2014, affecting India's export competitiveness, but the domestic political economy, meaning BJP, favors a stronger, less competitive exchange rate. In the last 4 years, the level of real agricultural GDP and real agricultural revenues have remained constant. Jobs is a #1 issue. Jobs are not being created. Industry, especially MSMEs, create jobs. Industrial GVA growth has declined from 9.8% in 2015-16 to 6.8% in 2016-17 to 2.7% in 2017-18. In the same period, manufacturing GVA has declined from 12.7% to 7.9% to 3.1%. The last number on investment was 28.91% of GDP in the second quarter of 2017-18. The last number on CPI inflation was 5.21% in December 2017. The last numbers on credit growth are non-food credit 10% and credit to industry 2.1%. In the light of the above, the budget proposals should have been bold and radical and backed by adequate provision of funds. Unfortunately, the budget proposals are a big letdown. Let me list the big disappointments. 1, fiscal deficit. The FM failed the fiscal consolidation test. All deficits have crossed the budget estimates. Against a BE fiscal deficit target for 2017-18 of 3.2, the final number will be 3.5. Even that is questionable. Similarly, for 2018-19, against a target of 3.0, FM has pegged it at 3.2. Both these slippages will have serious consequences and raise grave doubts about India's commitment to fiscal consolidation. 2, exports. I did not hear any measures to boost exports. Because the government has run out of ideas to boost exports, the FM has imposed additional customs duties to restrict imports. The Prime Minister's speech and the spirit of Davos has been forgotten within a few days. 3, agriculture. There is a promise to increase MSP 1.5 times, but there are no details. The Swaminathan Committee has been remembered in the last year of the government's tenure. Besides rupees 2,000 crore for e-markets and rupees 500 crore for Operation Green, whenever the cabinet will approve the schemes, amount to a pittance. There is nothing to indicate that farmers' real income will rise. Farm sector distress will continue and deepen, putting in peril the lives of a majority of the people primarily dependent on agriculture. 4, healthcare. The promise of rupees 5 lakh per family for secondary and tertiary healthcare is a big jumla. The target group is 10 crore families. There is as yet no scheme. Assuming that each family will avail of rupees 50,000, 1/10 of 5 lakh rupees, the amount required per year will be 5 lakh crore rupees. If the insurance companies will foot the bill, the premium at rupees 5,000 to 15,000 per family will require an outgo of rupees 50,000 to 1.5 lakh crore per year. Is the FM serious? 5, jobs. The FM has no new ideas and has fallen back on the tried and failed Mudra scheme. The average size of the Mudra loan is rupees 43,000. This is tokenism and will not create even one job. More Mudra loans will mean more tokenism, but no additional jobs. 6, investment and credit. There was nothing in the budget to boost private investment. There was nothing in the budget to encourage banks to lend and investors to borrow for new investment. The FM seems to have given up on private investment altogether. 7, tax relief. There is no tax relief to the average taxpayer. Only corporates with income up to rupees 250 crore get a tax relief of 5%. For individuals, standard deduction is back, but long-term capital gains tax is also back. For the middle-class earner and saver, one cancels the other. Actually, by way of long-term capital gains and the 4% cess, the taxpayers will pay the government rupees 31,000 crore more, whereas the gain through standard deduction will be only rupees 8,000 crore. 8. Slashing allocations. The most disappointing part of the budget is the cut in the outlays on major schemes for 2018-19. Some important schemes that will get constant or reduced outlays are 1. Maganrega, PMAY, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, National Drinking Water Mission, Swachh Bharat Mission, National Health Mission, Midday Meal Scheme, Interest Subsidy for Short-Term Farm Credit, Northeastern Investment Promotion, Price Stabilization Fund, and Gram Jyoti Yojana. The FM will have much to explain when Parliament debates the budget next week.
Any questions? Let's have one by one. Start with you.
I just want to go back to your point on healthcare.
Yes.
You assume that each family will, you made an assumption that it will require 5 lakh crore because assuming that each family will claim about 50,000.
1/10 of what is entitled to. The family is 5 persons.
Yeah, but
In
why do you assume each family? Because
average.
that's not how the insurance sector
I know, it doesn't. It's an average. Some will claim 5 lakhs, some will claim 0. You assume an average of 50,000 per family. You're promising me 5 lakh crore. Family, somebody will fall ill. Why would I not claim it? So I'm assuming an average of 50,000 rupees per family, 1/10 of what I'm entitled to. A small fraction of what I'm entitled to. If you take an average of 50,000, this is what it will cost. Where is the money provided? The money is not even been provided for paying the premium. Even the premium, if it's an insurance scheme, as I suspect it is, there's no money in the budget even to pay the premium.
But sir, some of the state governments are already following this.
Well, I'm sure they are, but this is a new scheme, and the government and the finance minister touted it as the world's biggest healthcare scheme. So I'm looking for where is the money provided. Obviously, the government is not going to pay out of its pocket. It's an insurance scheme. But to cover it by insurance, there must be a premium, no? Where is the premium provided for? I don't find the number. If somebody can find it, please let me know.
So, considering the fact that the government would be entering the election year next year, and this is the last full budget, do you actually rate the budget as a more of a populist budget, since you said it's not pragmatic and doesn't even address fiscal deficit consolidation? Do you think that it is completely a populist budget kept in mind because the elections have been kept in mind?
It is a defeatist budget. I think they have thrown in the towel. They've run out of ideas. They've run out of gas. So just words. It's a defeatist budget. It's a budget of a government which has conceded that it has failed to address important issues in the last 3 years. Remember, the economic survey said, at the end of 4 years, we have failed to address 3 important areas: employment, education, and agriculture. What I want to ask is, if a government at the end of 4 years, speaking through the chief economic advisor, will say, sorry, we have failed to address education, employment, and agriculture, what has this government been doing for the last 4 years?
Sir, how do you look at the divestment figure, for the next financial year, which is 80,000 crore? And B, how do you also see the amalgamation of 3 big general insurance companies by this government? Because, all the players are getting bigger and bigger, and I'm talking about private players. So consolidating 3 companies into one, how do you see, how it will pan out?
If they wish to consolidate 3 insurance companies, I have no comment on that. I have no quarrel with that either. But let's go back to disinvestment. The ONGC purchase of HPCL is not strategic disinvestment in its true sense. It is simply an accounting gimmick. Instead of government borrowing in the market, government has asked ONGC to borrow in the market and pay the government by buying the HPCL shares. No strategic purpose is served by that disinvestment. This is the classic example of government selling its silver to meet its daily needs. I support strategic disinvestment. I don't support ONGC buying HPCL shares just to bail out the government for another 30,000 crore. I hope next year they don't do that again.
Sir, the strong claim of government to achieve the growth rate of 7.5%. How do you look with this budget the possibility of that?
They will not achieve it in 2017-18. The first half had a growth rate of 6%. The second half, I think the growth rate will not cross 6.5 or 6.75. So the average will turn out to be about 6.25 or 6.3 or 6.4 for the whole year. For the whole year, it's likely to be 6.4, maybe 6.5. From 6.5 in 2017-18 to jump to 7.75 or so in 2018-19 is, for this government, given this budget, I think is pretty much not possible.
Sir, good you have been the FM now. Congratulations first for recent beginnings of Rajasthan. Assuming that you will be in power next year, what will be your budget then?
But that you should ask me next year. Ask the government next year, not this year.
सर अब से कुछ महीने पहले आपने कहा था कि मौजूदा सरकार को 2019 के लोकसभा चुनाव में कोई चमत्कार ही बचा सकता है। सरकार ने इस बजट को किसानों का बजट बताया है। क्या इस बजट में ऐसा चमत्कार वाला कोई भी चीज है?
Basically, his question is that
Agriculture.
says that it's a very pro-farmer budget. But
Where is the pro-farmer? They say that we've already done 1.5 times the cost in MSP in some crops, and we will do it for the remaining crops. Where have they done it? If they've already done 1.5 times the cost for some crops, why does the chief economic advisor say that in agriculture, and I've quoted it, the real agricultural GDP has remained constant in the last 4 years. The real agricultural revenue has remained constant in the last 4 years, which means in the last 4 years, the economic status of the farmer has not improved even one bit. That's the statement in the economic survey. So for 4 years, if you have done so much, why has the real GDP in agriculture not improved? Why has the real farm income not improved? And I don't find anything in this budget which will suddenly improve the real GDP or the real income. And I certainly don't find anything in the budget which leads me to believe that farm income will be doubled. For 4 years, the real income has been constant. How will it double suddenly? And what is provided in this budget, I want to ask. What is provided? Show me anything which amounts to a provision. Short-term credit has been increased from 10 lakh crore to 11 lakh crore. But that goes on every year. When I started short-term credit in 2004, I remember the number was about 80,000 crore. It's now come to 10 lakh crore. That goes on every year. That's not new. What else is there for the farmer?
Ravi.
सर मेरा सवाल ये है कि एग्रीकल्चर और रूरल एरियाज इन दो एरियाज पे फोकस करने की सरकार की बात है और लगातार उसके मिनिस्टर्स भी कह रहे हैं कि हम इन दोनों एरिया पर सबसे ज़्यादा ध्यान दे रहे हैं। क्या माना जाए कि गुजरात चुनाव में जो रिजल्ट आए और अभी भी लग रहा है कि रूरल इलाका उनसे खिसक रहा है वोट में, इस वजह से इस पर फोकस किया जा रहा है।
You see, if the minister or ministers say, we are focusing on agriculture, we are focusing on rural areas, just because they say it 10 times, that doesn't become true. You have to tell me, where is the focus? What have they done? You'll have to show me the paragraphs in the budget speech. You'll have to show me the outlays in the annexure. You'll have to tell me, so much money is being provided for so much activity. You must identify the schemes. You must identify the money. Simply because 10 ministers say we are focusing on agriculture, maybe the ministers are focusing on agriculture, the budget does not.
So you just said, where is the money for the health scheme that has been
Yes.
announced today? But has the health cess not been imposed? 1% cess has been added to education cess, and now we have a health and education cess of 4%, which means 11,000 crore extra.
Let's look at the outlay under health and the expenditure on major items. On page 10 of the budget at a glance, and all this is done very quickly, health, the revised estimate for the current year is 53,198 crore. And the budget estimate for next year is 54,667 crore. It's an increase of about 1,500 crore in terms of expenditure under the head health. Now, if you go to the major schemes, I don't find a scheme there which reflects the insurance proposal that they've announced. There must be a scheme. There must either be an outlay where the government will pay for the hospital care, or the government will pay the premium for the insurance company to pay. But I don't find any entry here for that kind of money.
No, but money will come from health cess also, no, sir? That will go to the center.
All that is accounted for, madam. Health cess has been taken into account in the revenue. Expenditure has been provided. So there's no more money than what is already provided. Both the revenue and the expenditure have been accounted for already. You're not going to add anything to the number. These numbers are final for 2017-18 and 18-19.
No, I'll have to take one question per person.
You have pointed out that two macroeconomic situations are vulnerable, which is fiscal account and current account.
That is the chief economic advisor's statement in the economic survey.
And number two, how do you see that the government will be able to achieve its fiscal deficit aim of 3.3, number one? And number two, government has, in the budget has pegged the gross market borrowing at 6.06 trillion rupees. How do you look at that?
See, this year they said they will achieve 3.2. They have now admitted that the year will end with 3.5. They have slipped by 0.3. Even that is a bit of a jugglery because they have not counted the 30,000 crore which the ONGC is giving them. Market will take it as they are borrowing rather than ONGC is borrowing. Nor have they accounted for the 80,000 crore they have provided for recapitalization of banks. I'm keeping all that out. This year, they failed the test. Now, next year, according to the original fiscal consolidation path, they should have achieved 3% fiscal deficit. The finance minister said, next year we will achieve 3.3. Going back this year's track record, it inspires no confidence.
Jha sahab.
President Amit Shah just said that the spirit of the budget is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, and the main focus area is poor, Dalit, underprivileged, and tribal.
But we have heard this. They have said it for 4 years. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Achhe Din, Aane Wale Hain. They've said it for 4 years. They will say it for another 12 months. What is new about it? Don't raise your voice. Don't raise your voice.
Can I take one question from every friend? I'll come to you.
Inequality is growing and the government also slashing the budget for the social sector. How do you look at it?
You're absolutely right. If real income of the farmers has been constant for 4 years, whereas real income of certain other sections of the people are rising, inequality is indeed growing. There is growing inequality. Thomas Piketty's research paper establishes that, which means the government is not focusing on how to raise the income levels of the poor people. It's a failure of this government.
So the government says the farmers' income will be doubled by 2022. But in the economic survey, it has mentioned that if there is 1%
See, I'm not an expert on agriculture. All I know is they want to double farmers' income by the year 2020, 2022. We are already in 2018. They started in 2014. So they had 8 years to double the farmers' income. In 4 years, the economic survey admits that the farmers' real income has been constant. So where is the question of doubling it in the next 4 years? The economic survey, the chief economic advisor has said it has been constant in the first 4 years. How can it double in the next 4 years?
Sir, the finance minister also said that for the consumer, the petrol and diesel prices won't change. But on the other hand, they don't even bring it under the ambit of GST. Is this any relief at all for the consumer then?
I don't think the consumer will get any relief on petrol and diesel as long as this government is in office. And I'll tell you why. The excise duty on petrol and diesel per litre is the highest ever under this government. When oil prices were down, they should have given relief to the consumer. They did not. Now oil prices are rising. When oil prices are rising and the fiscal deficit is overshooting the original target, there is no way this government will cut your excise duty on petrol and diesel. If you want excise duty on petrol and diesel to be cut, you have to follow the example of Rajasthan.
Sir, as you rightly mentioned, that this is a defeated budget. So do you think that finally Modinomics is about to an end?
Well, I don't know when it began, so I can't say when it will end.
Okay, last question.
Sir, job sector is one of the main sectors. Here you have mentioned when is it over this 40,000, 43,000. This is our total income and it is totally fair. So there will be no any job creation in this coming year. Can you please explain about your tokenism?
See, you take the Mudra scheme. You take the number of people who've got Mudra loans and the number of amount of money that is being given as Mudra loans. You divide one by the other, you will get 43,000. The average loan size is 43,000. If I give you 43,000 to make an additional investment, can you create a new job? Will 43,000 investment create one additional job? I have not heard anywhere 43,000 rupee investment will create a job, in which event millions of jobs can be created in this country. Therefore, the Mudra loan scheme is not a job creation scheme. They keep on saying every Mudra loan has created at least one job. I want to find the person who has taken a loan of 43,000 who can create a job. So that's out. Jobs are created, as the CA says, in the small and medium industrial sector. But in the small and medium industrial sector, after demonetization and after the flawed GST, many units have simply closed down. Many units have cut back production. Many units have retrenched their workers. Are jobs being created in the SME sector? No. So if jobs are not being created in the SME sector, where are the jobs being created? Which is why there is so much unrest in India, especially among the youth. Look at the CSDS survey, which was published yesterday. The CSDS survey is an authentic survey, a very reliable survey. And the number one worry, number one concern of all families is jobs. Just look at the survey. The survey results have been published in one of the papers, but it is available online. It is a number one worry. In your own family, you ask your relatives, you ask your children, the number one worry is jobs.
So there was a great deal of expectation from the middle class that this budget would provide relief in terms of income tax. Are you feeling a little disappointed on that, sir?
Well, I've given you the numbers. The middle class gets, or the middle class is I take it as a tax-paying, income tax-paying. They get a standard deduction of about 8,000 rupees. But in terms of, and if he has invested, saved money in mutual fund or etc., and he has to pay the cess, I've given you the numbers. 31,000 crore is what this class will pay the government, and in return, the government has given them 8,000 crore. Thank you very much. Let me add my congratulations to the Rajasthan PCC, the General Secretary, Shri Avinash Pandey, his secretaries, Ashok Gehlot ji, Sachin Pilot ji, for the remarkable results in Rajasthan in both parliament seats and in the assembly seat.